For that, I do want to show you the smoke tracker, and it is tracking the smoke and haze towards the metro coastal area. So that's really our biggest concern will be the air quality with this brush fire as the hazy conditions continue to head towards Weston, Pembroke Pines, right over parts of Griffin Road into Sunrise. Also creeping a little bit here in our own backyard in our Pembroke Park tower cam showing just how dense that smoke is. And as I zoom in, I do want you to know the National Weather Service has this special weather statement for Broward County until 7:15. It may be extended. As for this morning, we do have hazardous to unhealthy conditions for the air quality. So I suggest you limit your time outdoors. And it's not just because of the air quality. It's also because we're dealing with a heat advisory. Always suggest you limit your time outdoors during the peak heating of the day, where heat indices will be reaching 105 to 110 degrees today. And it starts at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Look, this is from our Pembroke Park tower cam. You can't even see any buildings in the distance. Typically, you could see the Hard Rock guitar, but that's not the case. Winds right now variable 3 to 7 miles per hour. Temperatures actually really nice and comfortable. Typically, I would talk about a west-northwest wind and say get outside and enjoy, because that's a land breeze and that's really nice. But unfortunately, with all the conditions we have in place, I suggest you limit your time outdoors. Be careful with the kids as they're headed to the bus stop. Hazy start, a very hot afternoon. Highs are expected to reach the mid-90s. We're talking feels like temperatures 105 to 110 degrees. We're talking air temperature possibly flirting with records in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, maybe even Key West. We're rain free for now, so let's go to the latest on Hurricane Erin. That 5-in advisory has Hurricane Erin with winds of 100 miles per hour, moving north-northwest at 13 miles per hour. The system expected to stay offshore, but again, it's about 425 miles away from us, and our indirect impacts are the shift in the wind direction out of the northwest. As the system makes its way along the eastern seaboard, we have watches and warnings, tropical storm watches and warnings for our friends across parts of the northeast. Really, the worst of the weather is going to be occurring tonight and into tomorrow. We'll detail all this more coming up in just a bit.
All right, Julie, South Florida, definitely be careful as you head out the road on this Wednesday morning, especially in Broward County, as things are hazy out there, as you saw earlier where Jolena was. We're taking a live look right now at I-95 near Northwest 125th Street. You can still see an emergency vehicle there with a car involved in an accident that just happened. The good news is they're not obstructing anything on your roads anymore. No more lanes blocked here. So you can see you still have some congestion, but those 2 lanes are no longer blocked. So speeds moving pretty slowly here at around 20 miles per hour, so not too bad. Let's take you over to another area. We are seeing some heavy delays. This is the Dolphin Expressway, right after the Palmetto Expressway. Things are starting to get even more congested, but here speeds moving as slowly as 15 miles per hour. You can always take the Airport Expressway if you want to avoid this, because as you get closer to I-95, as you move further east, things definitely get a little more congested, and it's no fun. Let's take you over to some drive times. Put some good music on. Broward County 595, I-75 to US 1 will take you 12 minutes. University Drive to US 1 will take you 7. Andrew?
We're following a safety alert.
Julie, just to give people perspective, we're here in Pembroke Park. We're like just west of I-95, and you can smell the smoke here at our station. That's just how difficult and how serious the situation is.
We're like located right there.
Yeah.
So what you just heard Alex mention, that's how far away we are. So can you imagine areas in Weston, Sunrise, Alligator Alley? They are dealing with the worst of the smoke and haze. And again, this morning, I greet you on this Wednesday, even though temperatures are so comfortable, I suggest you limit your time outdoors, as unfortunately the brush fire is at zero containment. We continue to talk to the officials out there to get some more information, but the wind direction out of the west-northwest is bringing the smoke and haze towards the metro coastal areas. The special weather statement has been extended until 9 a.m. I'm not surprised about that, maybe even further, depending on the adjustment of the containment and the winds. Regardless, we are now in the unhealthy to moderate category for our air quality. Please limit your time outdoors, not just because of that, but also then we start to lead into the afternoon with a heat advisory. So I do have visibility at 2 miles in Pembroke Pines, 5-mile visibility in Fort Lauderdale. Obviously, progressively gets better down by southern Miami-Dade and into the Keys. Heat advisory starts at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Those heat indices reaching 105 to 110 degrees. We just talked about that tower camera, just that smoke and haze making its way towards the metro coastal areas. Temperatures feel really nice. Now, all joking aside, if this was just a typical day without a brush fire, temperatures in the upper 70s, this is fantastic for morning lows because the dew points are low. So it actually feels pretty nice out there. Unfortunately, though, with that haze around, limit your time outdoors this morning. Highs today will be in the mid 90s. Limit your time outdoors this afternoon, too, because we're talking possibly flirting with a record high. 96 is what we're forecasting. The record's 97, 95 in Fort Lauderdale. Winding the view, we got to talk about Hurricane Erin. This system has winds of 100 miles per hour. The 5 AM advisory, it's moving north-northwest at 13 miles per hour. Can you imagine? Look at this. It's about 425 miles well away from us, but we're getting the actual circulation as far west as here in South Florida with that northwesterly wind, which is steering the component of the smoke and haze towards the metro coastal areas. We're going to have a lot more on all this coming up in just a bit.
All right, Julie. Good morning, South Florida. It is 7:33 and things are starting to get busy on your roads. I have another live look for you and I will continue showing you throughout the morning these hazy conditions as they continue in this area of that brush fire. You can see things pretty foggy out there, and definitely something that might obstruct your view as you head out the door. So definitely consider that if you drive in that area of 75 just west of the Sawgrass Expressway. Let's take you to areas where we're seeing some slow traffic here. My friends in Pompano Beach, going southbound on 95 as you pass Atlantic Boulevard, also northbound as you approach, you have that chunk of red there. Definitely moving a little slow for you in that area. Give yourself some extra time. Take your coffee to go this morning if you haven't already. Right here, Golden Glades Interchange, we are seeing some emergency vehicles going northbound on your northbound lanes as you approach the Golden Glades Interchange. It's just before it, and you can see that buildup starting to happen. You also have those heavy delays in those southbound lanes, as you always do. It starts at Ives Dairy Road, so you can take 441 if you'd like to avoid all of this together. Let's take you over to some drive times, Miami-Dade County. This right here is the Palmetto Expressway going southbound. It'll take you 47 to 46 minutes to get you where you need to go. Andrew?
There's plenty of it in Southwest Ranches. Let's go. Andrew, I'm happy to be a part of that. The investment, 1 and 2, to help our future. Our kids are our future. They are so smart. I'm with them each and every day when I get out of work. Did you guys know that? I work extra, not just being a mom, but I get to help out there, and I get to see just how smart our kids are, and we're so lucky to have that advancement in the education and their enthusiasm to do things. That's the best part about it. Wish we could bottle all that energy up and be able to feel this way in our mid 40s and 50s, right? Well, let me tell you, it's getting me enough energy to give you this information. Before you head out the door, I need you to be very careful and please use caution on the roadways. We have this brush fire that continues to bring visibility down to 2 to 5 miles. Our Pembroke Park Tower Cam showing the smoke and haze well into the distance. And as you heard Alex mention a while ago, we're pretty far away from the actual brush fire itself that's over Alligator Alley. Now, we do have that special weather statement in place for Broward County. The brush fire continues to push its smoke and haze towards the metro coastal areas because we have a west-northwest wind. As for air quality, we're unhealthy to moderate. And again, for you who have respiratory issues or allergies, please limit your time outdoors. Visibility 2 to 5 miles right now. And once we do see the smoke and haze maybe start to loosen up just a bit, then we'll be dealing with the heat. Heat indices expected 105 to 110 degrees as our feels like temperatures have met the criteria of at least 2 hours. Where I know we've been hot and humid for quite some time this summer, but we've met the criteria, so you need to stay hydrated. Limit your time outdoors and really listen to your body. Quite the contrast what's going on to the west, where it's smoke and hazy. You look to the east and this is magnificent. Look at all that sunshine. Yeah. As you heard me mention for hours, it is such a wonderful temperature start with upper 70s. If we didn't have the smoke and haze, I tell all of you to get outside, go for a run right now. We haven't felt this in quite some time. And why? Because we have a land breeze. Remember the difference between a land breeze and a sea breeze? I can educate you really quick. A sea breeze brings that ocean air, the warm, humid conditions from the Atlantic. It gets hot, it gets humid. Overnight lows do not drop. But a land breeze allows for that air to push away from us. And that's why it feels so nice this morning. Unfortunately, though, we do have that smoke and haze to deal with. Dew points mid 70s. Feels great out there. Feels like temperatures at or near the air temperature. We're not seeing any rainfall, but yesterday we did. Just about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch in some areas. Beneficial. All once again, this is because of Erin spinning over the Atlantic. Thank goodness it's far away. These are just the indirect impacts. So maybe a few showers, but really it's all about the winds moving in from the west-northwest, pushing the smoke and haze towards the metro coastal areas. But by the afternoon, that nice west-northwest wind actually heats us up more because the land will heat up. So therefore, we could flirt with a record high in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. High risk of rip currents for you beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be at a moderate chop with that small craft advisory. Same for you in the Keys. Nearshore waters looking at a moderate chop. Sunday forecast highs in the 90s, feeling like the triple digits every day.
Hey, South Florida. Let's take a look at your roads right now. I have a live look for you at 595. You can see your east and westbound lanes here. Those are your eastbound lanes that are real congested there. You can see that Traffic moving nice and slow, but the westbound lanes look pretty good out there. Now let's take you to your map so you can see things are starting to build up. 7:50 on this Wednesday morning. Let's take you closer to these southbound lanes where things start to slow down for you all across the board. As you move further down south on 95, you do have delays. It starts right here at Hollandale Beach Boulevard, and things just get worse as you get closer to the Golden Glades interchange. Take 441. Just avoid it altogether. Let's take you a little further down south. You do have some emergency vehicles going northbound. This is just after Northwest 135th Street. As you approach the Golden Glades interchange, you can see that little pocket of red there. So speeds really start to slow down there, moving at 14 miles per hour. Put some good music on, or again, take 441. That's just my favorite alternate for I-95 at this hour in the morning. Let's take you over to some drive times. Miami-Dade County Dolphin Expressway going eastbound. Lejeune Road to I-95 will take you 10 minutes, and the Turnpike to I-95 will take you 36. Be safe.